I am so excited to be back on YouTube. I took a break for a little bit. I am here to talk about the pros and cons of living in Nashville, Tennessee. And if you're wondering where I am, I'm actually at one of our latest listings in Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is just 30 minutes from Nashville. I'm actually in the middle of an open house. Hopefully some people come while I'm in the middle of this. That would make the video more exciting. Let's start with the cons, because I always like to end on a positive. That's kind of me. Nashville is becoming more expensive to live in. So basically, a lot of people who have been watching the market for the past couple years and beyond have seen how much the prices have gone up. So Nashville is just becoming more in demand. A lot of people are moving here from New York and California. So because of that, things are becoming harder to afford. For some people, they need to live outside of Nashville, Tennessee, because affording a house inside of Nashville, Tennessee isn't realistic. But that ultimately depends on your budget and your goals. Everybody has different wants and needs. Another con about living in Nashville, Tennessee is traffic can be crazy sometimes. I know a lot of people that are moving here from out of state are coming from different kinds of traffic in different areas. But from my experience in Nashville, you never know what you're gonna get when you go on the road, especially if you're driving like an hour out. There are a lot of crazy drivers, but there are a lot of awesome drivers like me. Honestly, I'm always defensive driving, just in case, because you can never be too safe. Another con about living in Nashville, parking is getting a little bit more difficult. I guess back in the day, certain areas you wouldn't have to pay for parking. And now a lot of places like Midtown, for example, you have to pay if you're gonna drive there. So some people don't drive into Nashville. They take an Uber or get a ride instead, because it is a little bit of a pain sometimes to find parking. But yeah, enough about the cons. Let's dive into the pros, because there's so many positives about why Nashville is the best place to move. One thing that's great about Nashville is that there's so much outdoor space. So if you like being outside, if you're an outside girly like me, then there's so many options here. Like there's hiking, there's paddleboarding, people go on their boats. I mean, there's just endless options to be outside. Another positive is Nashville is very dog friendly. There's a lot of different places that you can bring your dog to. And I feel like it's very common to have a dog here. It's just a lot of fun. Another positive about living in Nashville is that because a lot of people are moving here from out of state, and Nashville's kind of like a hot spot up and coming, if you buy a house here, you're bound to get equity. If you get a decent house in a nice area and you stay in it for a few years, your house will become more valuable. So for example, I bought my house in 2020, so I've lived in it for a couple years now, and I've gotten quite a bit of equity, which is really nice. And I love to be able to explain those facts to my clients. Another positive about Nashville is if you love music, there's live music all the time. You can go to Broadway anytime and hear live music. There's other places where you can listen to live music too. So that's really fun, because who doesn't love music? And it's nice because you don't necessarily have to buy a concert ticket to be able to enjoy an artist. In Nashville, I've run into a lot of different artists, like Morgan Wallen. Obviously, he's very popular. I met him at a party one time. It's just fun to be able to hang around all of these creative people that are just here to, enjoy Nashville. Let's say you like more of a country vibe, meaning perhaps you want more land, you like more of your space. You can get that here in Nashville, Tennessee, and on the outskirts. Let's say you love being in the city, being around more people, living in apartments, things like that. You can do that as well. So I love having the best of both worlds here. Fun thing about living in Nashville is I feel like it's very diverse compared to other places I've experienced in the past. For example, I meet all kinds of people here all the time who live here, who are visiting here, from all different places around the world, all different backgrounds. And I appreciate not being stuck to one specific person or group of people. I like getting to know, everybody. This is a great place to start a business. So if you're somebody who has a business or is wanting to get involved in a business or learn through businesses in the area, this is the perfect place. I mean, you could go anywhere and find so many different opportunities, and that's actually one of the reasons why I chose to move here after I graduated college. I wanted to go somewhere where I could meet all kinds of people and have plenty of opportunity, and this is actually where I fell into real estate, and I'm so glad. I feel like it was meant to be. If you compare the Nashville market to places like New York or McLean, Virginia, Washington, D.C. area, then you'll realize you can get a lot more bang for your buck. For example, this open house that I'm sitting in right now, it's $637,000. It's 30 minutes from Nashville in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's about 2,000 square feet. It was built in 2018. It has 4-bed, 2-bath, brand new hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances. I'm looking at them right now. Beautiful fixtures, fenced in front yard and backyard. And this house is actually in Durham Farms, which is one of my favorite neighborhoods in Hendersonville, Tennessee, because there's walking trails, a great community here. There's a clubhouse with a pool and a workout facility. A place like this somewhere else, like New York or McLean, would easily be a multi-million-dollar property. So I appreciate finding something like this for a great price. If you know a buyer, let me know, because this is actually my team's listing and it's on the market right now, and we're excited to get it under contract, so let us know. Another cool thing about living in Nashville, Tennessee is because there's a lot of growth, you get to see the growth if you're living here, and it's really interesting. Like, for example, I'm using this open house, this listing, as my example for today. But yeah, this house is in Durham Farms, and they're building out a whole other phase of this neighborhood. And not long ago, there were properties in this neighborhood that were not there. So it's kind of cool to see like the before and the after. And I could imagine not long from now, this neighborhood will be a bunch of houses that are $1 million and up versus the opposite of what it is now. I'm excited to see what happens. Another reason why I love living in Nashville, Tennessee is because I went to the University of Alabama. Roll Tide for all of my Alabama fans out there. I did graduate from the University of Alabama, and I got a business management degree with a focus in entrepreneurship. Nashville was kind of an easy transition for me, and one thing I love about living here is there are a lot of sports fans, specifically football fans, and I love football, so yeah, I hope this helps. If you or anyone you know is interested in relocating to Nashville, Tennessee, please reach out to me. You can find my Instagram at Maya C. Valcourt. Follow me, reach out to me. My team and I would love to help. That concludes Pros and Cons about Nashville, Tennessee.